Is it me or do I look like really pale on this, in this lighting? I thought I'd do this video because I've been getting quite a lot of comments and questions and things on my university tour, university accommodation tour video, and I just thought, I've seen like quite a few like this, and I just thought I want to give my experience and tips, advice kind of, about what I experienced in living in student halls. So I just thought it'd be a good video to do, so let's do this. I've got on Mac here because I've made loads of notes, because you know, we love to be organised. So, yeah, so anyway, I'm going to start on the worst because you know, we need to end on a positive and all that. So anyway, here it goes. In the kitchen, things will go missing. Cutlery, pans, pots, even food. So I'd recommend, don't buy expensive stuff. Just buy things from, I think I pretty much just bought everything from Wilkinson's, IKEA, you know, them kind of places that's not going to break the bank for cutlery that is literally going to get dirty or going to get used or lost or binned or something. There's just no point as well, because yeah, you just don't need that, you know. You're not to that bougie stage in your life yet where you need to, you know, be buying that kind of thing. By the end of the year, all of my stuff was gone missing. Like, I didn't have any cutlery left. I swear, we were literally like, some nights I think we even, yeah, just got takeaway just because we didn't have cutlery to eat. Washing is expensive and annoying to do. So basically in our accommodation we had our laundry room right at the bottom, but it'd be so annoying because you'd have to, the washers and dryers were separate, so you'd have to actually physically go back down to move the washing out. But some people used to actually, if you didn't move your washing out, like as soon as it's finished, they'd actually take it out and put it on the floor. So you've just wasted that £4, I think it was, to wash your clothes. You're gonna have to wash them again and then come back down to change them to a dryer. It was just annoying, and yeah, that's definitely one of the worst things about living in halls. Noise, but for me that wasn't really a problem because I feel like I was probably the noisy one. Like, me and my friends were that noisy group of people that were going out, having parties, music on all the time and stuff. But I think you just gotta take it as you're gonna be living with a lot of different people, and obviously you're gonna be, that's just expected. So I just think that if you're thinking about moving into halls, you can't expect it to be a quiet kind of place. It's obviously going to be quite loud. People are going to go out in your kitchen. People are going to be having prees and things like that. The kitchen will always be a mess, I swear. Even so, we got our kitchen cleaned every 2 weeks by a cleaner, and even still, I swear, every like the day afterwards, it'd just be back to its normal messy state. Even though we did take it in turns to clean up, like to clean the full kitchen, we'd, you know, hoover, you know, spruce the place up and everything. Even though we each did that, or some people did that anyway, it still was a mess. But you just can't help it, just because there's always going to be so many people. Like in our flat in the second year, like all the time there was always people in the flat, either friends of friends, there was always new people. You know what I mean? Like, everyone was going out on different nights, having different pre-drinks and everything. So it's just, yeah, it's always going to be a mess. You probably will do quite gross stuff as well at uni. So one night I remember that we went out and it was quite a journey to the club, and we were all getting the tube. So obviously we needed pre-drinks, and we didn't all have like a bottle for pre-drinks. So people were using like a few strange things. I remember myself, I think, or was it me or was it someone else? I can't remember. But we used the empty cup of the gravy granule, bisto is it called? Yeah, I literally used, or was it me? I don't know, it was someone in my group used that as their pre-drink cup to take on the tube to drink. Like, come on, if that's not student life, then what is? This is one, it's quite a good one. It's either best or worst, so it's having the same type of banter, crack kind of thing with everyone. So obviously there are going to be a lot of different people in halls. In like, you're probably, like in my flat there was 10 people both years, 10 very different people. You're obviously not going to get on with everyone. That's just part of life. Like, I think you should never think like, oh, I'm so scared, what if people don't like me? Like, you're probably not going to get on with everyone that lives there, just because it is what it is. But you will have probably your own little group, and yeah, it'll be fine. Like, it will be fine. Like, both years, like the different groups of people, like I got on with everyone, and there was no major drama or anything. But yeah, it's just is what it is, and yeah, you'll just get on with everyone. food shopping, some people could say this is the best, like a good thing or a bad thing about student halls. So obviously you're gonna have to go food shopping, although some halls do where you get they actually cook for you. I think maybe one meal a day, like say at tea time or something, every tea you get included in the price. But that was, I didn't visit before I decided to live where I did. I think it was only one that did that, but I wasn't keen on that because I don't know, I just would prefer to actually cook, because I quite enjoy cooking myself anyway. But yeah, so obviously once a week or whatever you'd have to go food shopping, which is actually quite annoying. But obviously I keep that in mind on when you're choosing somewhere to live, that there will be a lot of shops and that there'll be shops and supermarkets, things quite locally. So I know that where I lived, it was literally such an ideal place. So I just shopped at Lidl, which was, if I literally, sometimes I'd go on the way back from uni, on the way home from uni, so it'd just be right next to the station. So after I get off the tube, I'd just go to Lidl, then walk back home. So it was fine, it was really convenient, really cheap, really good quality food, and I actually quite enjoy cooking. So for me, it actually wasn't a negative thing about living in halls. I actually really enjoyed it. And I cooked at home as well before I moved away, so it wasn't an entirely new thing, but I suppose it was just a new thing concerning going shopping and sort of carrying it home, where at home it'd be. My parents probably would have done the shopping and I wouldn't have to carry it home because we had a car. Do you know what I mean? Things like that. Oh yeah, this is like definitely a bad thing. So the maintenance of the halls. So if you've reported something broken or whatnot, they just turn up unannounced. So they did say they'd have to tell you if they were gonna come around to your kitchen or to your flat. So I remember this happened on quite a few occasions. There'd literally just be a knock on the door and there'd be like maintenance, and then like you could be hungover. I remember quite a few times we'd all went out as a flat and we were all majorly hungover. And obviously when I'm like still sleeping and I'm hungover, that is the last thing I want, is someone braying on my door shouting maintenance that I need to get up, and I'm like half asleep, open the door, and they have to come in to check, I don't know, the radiator or something, because they used to do radiator checks regularly. I can't even say that word right now. regular, I don't know. Fire alarm checks, and they check if your window was not broken, because you could actually break your window, so the windows actually only open like about, I'd say, that much. Because obviously in case, I don't know, you wanted to climb out, it was such a tall building, so they had to make sure that your window was always only could only open that much, things like that. But yeah, that was definitely like such an inconvenience, because that happened so many times. And I remember, I'll tell you this story. So my friend I think it was when we all went out, and it was so warm in London at this point. I think it was like 32 degrees more or less every day, and my friend was just got out of the shower or something, and like they knocked on her door and she was like, sorry, like not right time, and they just came in without her, like, and she was like, no, like you can't come in, like I'm not dressed. And yeah, it's just an annoying thing, really. Yeah, it's just an annoying thing about living somewhere where they can sort of turn up and announce, even though they do say they're supposed to email you 24 hours in advance to tell you about the problems. I'd say that was the only bad, like the thing that they were not good at, although everything else they did email us in advance. For example, like if they were turning the water off for a little bit for maintenance, or if the electricity was going off for maintenance, they did actually notify us in advance. Where maintenance, in that sense, if you room maintenance, they didn't tell us in advance. But I guess it is what it is, and it didn't happen that regularly. I can't even say that word, regularly. I can't say it. I'm gonna give up. The storage in fridges in our kitchen, so we only had like a shelf each, which really wasn't enough for your sort of weekly shop, which is quite annoying. But then yeah, you can't really do much about that. You've just got to go shopping every week, because you can't really fill your fridge up because there's no room. Simple as. The bins, wow. So we tried so hard to sort of have like a rota of people who take them down, because no one else cleans now, like takes the bins down for you, like not the cleaners or anything. You have to do it. And sometimes like I'd get back from weekends away or being at home, and the bins, like I remember one time I hadn't been, like I was away for over a month, and I came back and the bins were still the same bins that were there when I left. So they'd been there probably 5 weeks, and oh my god, the smell. And even though they smell that bad, the accommodation still won't take them away. They'll like just email you and be like, these bins must be taken down, otherwise you'll get fined. And obviously it's annoying if you're not present and you're away from the accommodation, that you'd be fined for other people not taking the bins down. So that was annoying, but yeah, it's just, you know, it is what it is, it's going to happen. So yes, I think that's it for the worst, so I'm going to move on to the best. So here we go. I'd say that one of the best things about moving into halls is definitely the people. I can honestly say that I would not be the person that I was today. I can honestly say that I wouldn't be the person I was today if I hadn't have moved into the halls for them, like first and second year of uni. Just the people I've met have completely changed me, and honestly I can say that I wouldn't have had it any other way. And I actually, so when I first moved into first year, it's just so social as well. Like, you meet so many different people, and our halls probably has about 14 floors on one block, on 3 blocks, sorry. There's like block A, B, C, D, and in 3 of the blocks there was 14 floors, I think. And then in our block, which was the really tall block, there was 23, I think. So there's quite a lot of people, and obviously there's like about 10 people a flat. So obviously that's a lot of people that you can sort of potentially meet and socialise with. And yeah, I just met so many different people in first year, and I actually ended up living with people that I met from the accommodation in second year. So I didn't live with them in first year, but I met them in there, and then I ended up moving into another flat in second year with them, which is so crazy. And yeah, I've literally remained so good friends with so many people that I've met from my accommodation, and I really believe that we'll be friends for, you know, they're like lifelong friends. Socialising and doing work together. Because I just think uni can be a very lonely place, especially because it's the first time that everyone moves out from home, moves away. And obviously in my case it was quite a long way from home, whereas all my friends only really went to kind of Newcastle or Leeds or something like that, quite close from home. Where I was staying, it wasn't as easy for me to go home on a weekend, things like that. So it was really nice because everyone does work in the kitchen, or there was study areas downstairs which you could all sort of sit together. And even like cooking, you'll be never cooking alone, you'll never eat dinner alone in halls, because there's always someone that's going to be there, which is kind of nice, because obviously that's the last thing that you'd want, to be alone when you sort of just moved away from home and you're feeling a bit lonely. You want to be in that type of socialising circle, you know, kind of thing. So there's always a party, there's always pre-drinks, there's always some type of social gathering, so you're always going to meet people. And that's how I actually ended up meeting my friends that I lived with in second year. So we were at pre's, and then we went out, and then we seen them on a night out, and we recognised them, and we recognised them from our accommodation. We were like, oh my god, like, you guys live in Unite, da 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 da. So yeah, that's how that happened. So it's just cleaner. This is a great thing. I mean, I'm not sure that if every halls will have a cleaner, but we had a cleaner every second Friday. She'd come and clean the entire kitchen, but she didn't take the bins out. She just literally cleaned the entire kitchen, which is good, because obviously no one wants to clean the fridge, the oven, the microwave, all the floors after pre-drinks and everything were always so sticky. And with constant people around, it's bound to get dirty. So yeah, we got it cleaned every 2 weeks and it was definitely needed, and I think we appreciated it so much afterwards. Like the day after, it was just so fresh and clean and nice to sort of be in again. So that was a really good thing about living there, because no one else would do it otherwise, literally. One of the best things about our accommodation anyway was the location. So it was right next to the massive Westfield, Stratford City Westfield, and right next to the Olympic Park. So it has a massive train station, like a fast train to King's Cross leaves from the station. There's all the Central line runs through there, and the DLR departs from there, the Jubilee line. It's just perfect, like such a perfect location. I'll link it in the description if any one of you want to check it out. But and it had like all the shops, obviously, because the Westfield was right next to, I'm not kidding, like right outside. You came out the door and you went over the road and Westfield is there. And Westfield just has every shop, you know, the usual, like all the high street shops. It's got a massive food court, it had bowling, a casino, a massive cinema. Like, it was so perfect for everything. And then they had the shopping centre at the other side of the bridge, so it was in Stratford, and that had your little Morrison's, Wilco's, the bank, that kind of thing. So it was all such a perfect and such perfect and a convenient location, and you could get to everywhere so fast from there, and to get to any uni, because the hall is private, so it was a big mixture of unis that were actually people from different unis that all stayed there. It wasn't one specific uni, it wasn't private. So yeah, it was just such a perfect location because you could reach anywhere in London in such a short time, because you had so many sort of network and transport links running from such nearby places, and it was just such a nice area to live. So we lived out the back, there was all the Olympic Park. From the kitchen you could directly see, I'll insert some pictures so you could directly see the stadium and the big red, I don't know what you call it, the big red thing, insert on here. Such a nice park, all nice shops, like it was such a just, you know. But overall I can generally say that my experience in student halls has been the best, and I generally wouldn't be the same person that I am today if I didn't do it. And it even shows you because our situation was that after first year we were all looking at getting a house, and then when it came to it and we viewed quite a few, and it was so expensive. Obviously London, it's so expensive anywhere, but we just ended up staying in the accommodation again for a second year, and it's just so perfect and convenient and everything for everyone as well. I just want to add this point quickly also, is that for a second year we were going to get a house, and we were all going to have to sort of sign the contract, and they wanted a lot of money of it up front. And if anyone, I can't think of the word, if anyone wanted to like leave early, or say if they left uni and quit uni and they wanted to move back home and so leave the contract, I don't know what the word is, we would be responsible for all the money that they would have to pay. So basically if we didn't find someone, the rest of us would be responsible for the money that we'd have to pay, which was just going to be such a nightmare. And in student halls you're all responsible for your own money, which is so ideal, because if someone did leave, it's their responsibility to find someone else, rather than if we did get a house in second year, it just would have been, because there was quite a few of us, that was also the issue, there was quite a few of us that wanted to do it, so it's just going to be too awkward with money in that situation. So with student halls, all the bills were included, Wi-Fi, electricity, water, everything, and you personally paid for it, so it was just convenient in that sense too. That was my video on the best and the worst things about living in student halls. I really hope you liked it, and if you've got any questions or anything, please comment down below, and yeah, I will reply. And if you did like it, go smash the like, go subscribe if you're not already, and make sure you turn the notifications on to be notified when the next video comes out next Sunday. And yes, I will see you guys in next Sunday in the next video. So thank you so much for watching. I will see you in the next one.